nation.
Sure.
We've already talked about the hits, which means some more money coming to Kenya, some training for our officers. You also mentioned a couple of other things, meaning that Kenya is going to be at the forefront when it comes to great conversations with other nations, and we're probably going to have goodwill and people planning on maybe coming back home to Kenya and investing even more because of the kind of safety we are offering. Talk to me a little bit about the misses, and also just talk to us about what you think we should have done or should be done.
I know Kenyans are worried, Aseli. In the history of Haiti, there is no intervention that has been successful. And that is Kenyans' biggest worry. Will we be successful? But the question of will we be successful, would we rather stay back, see a country fall, or try to intervene? Kenya has been involved in so many missions abroad, and all of them Kenya has been successful. Why not this one? We would rather try than sit back and do what? And watch humanity suffer. It's a great calling for Kenya to save humanity. Our responsibility is to protect our own, protect other humanity as well. So that's a miss. People are wondering, will we succeed? But even besides that in itself, the question of, is Kenya capable? You spoke to Deputy Government spokesperson here who told you they are prepared. That one I can't talk about because they know better. When they tell you they're prepared, definitely they know in terms of training, in terms of equipment and all that, they know their preparation. So it's not a big miss per se, but it is just a concern. What I think the government should do better, and I encourage them to come out boldly, is to communicate frequently and eloquently about this Haiti mission. It's not a bad thing. So they need to communicate eloquently and frequently to Kenyans tell Kenyans more about what this thing is all about, what it involves. If the reciprocal instruments were signed the way we saw in State House by Kindiki and CS Kindiki and his counterpart from Haiti, Kenyans may need to be told, what does the reciprocal instrument entail in that document? Yes.
So those are basically misses or things that we need to look forward to. As a man who's really into diplomacy, we'd like you to just give us your recommendations. How best should we be handling such issues, even as Kenyans within ourselves? Because we've been throwing through propaganda, left, right, center, information just coming from amongst ourselves. And of course, there's freedom of speech and how we communicate, because the big issue has been we are going to lose our brothers and sisters in the mission. How best do you think we should handle these matters a little bit more diplomatically, even as Kenyans, in as much as we're just throwing banter?
I don't think Kenya is going to lose as much. Well, in a battle, Kenya is not going into combat. They're just going to maintain law and order. In such instances, we may lose a soldier. But that doesn't mean Kenya is...
a police officer, because soldiers are not good.
A police officer, that does not mean entirely that Kenya is going to lose. Let us have hope, let us have faith in the Kenyan mission abroad. Secondly, we need, as a country, Kenya, to ensure that we have the best of best when it comes to some of the officers we recruit. And it tells you that maybe it's time Kenya needs to rejig its training modules for police officers, for the military. I don't know what it entails, but it is necessary that we have officers who can speak at least different languages, Portuguese, French, Mandarin, and any other language.
That's the kind of investment we should be making,
That is
right?
the kind of investment we need as a country now. Because if we don't do that, now look, French, that country Haiti speaks French. It would have not been a thing that worries Kenyans. We will have communication breakdown. You only take those soldiers who are trained, those officers who are trained and know French. So even when they are there, they know what to do. They know how to communicate. Yes. So I think that is a module that module should be rejigged a bit.
Thank you so much for creating time to be here with us. But as we finish, Africa Center for Diplomatic Affairs, what are you interested in? What are your functions, basically?
Basically, we ignite conversations around Africa and how best to move forward by doing educating research. We do research, we do advocacy in terms of human security and human security, we have peace and peace negotiations in Africa that needs to be taken care of.
When are we meeting? Because I know actually soon we would like to just come and sit down and get to understand diplomatic affairs.
Well, Africa Center for Diplomatic Affairs will be having its first conference somewhere in early July, so that we get to have a conversation about how Kenya is taking its diplomatic aesthetics out there seriously, and where are the hits and misses in our engagements with the rest of the world as far as peace negotiations are concerned, security and human security generally. You know, we are in a time when climate change is a big thing, climate financing, the global north sending money to the global south. Are we being responsible enough with the money that is sent here? And are we getting it as a concessional loan, or we are getting it as a grant for the loss and damage? So those are some of the conversations we need to be having as a country moving forward.
Hapo sawa. Thank you so much for creating time to be here with us. Wacha tukupigie makofi ka Olomide. I know you know exactly who I'm talking about, but of course, congratulations on your front, just making sure that you get to have these diplomatic conversations, and for just making sure that we get to be as patriotic as we can, because I know you love this country so much. So